How to overcome discouragement, passivity, and overthinking. Could this be happening to you? Are you battling with overthinking and passivity? Are you already failing at the start? If you have loads of brilliant ideas but are too afraid to implement them, stay tuned. You are built for action. You may think of yourself as a passive onlooker as you witness others live their dream, take calculated risks, and grow in leaps and bounds. But you were not born to be passive. You were born for action. Hi there, I am Alta Nel. I believe in a world where people have the right to live a life they love, enjoy the freedom to love what they do, and embrace their right to love who they are. I help people heal their past, embrace their present, and create their future. From before your birth, you were active. You had big plans. You were eager to develop, grow, and start your life. I remember how active each of my 3 kids was when I expected them. They were moving about and kicking and stretching. They were excited to be born. Under normal circumstances, you would have been the same. After birth, you kept your parents awake at night. Well, mine certainly did. They kept me awake for hours. They did not cry a lot. They were not really cranky at all. They only enjoyed being active. They used every waking moment to play and embrace life. As a baby, you were goal-driven. You knew what you wanted, whether it was milk, a dry nappy, or a cuddle. Around the age of 6 months, your goal was to sit. Within the following 3 months, you aimed to crawl. And another 3 months after, your goal was to walk. Man, you meant business with life. You wanted to get going. Think about it. Unless your development was a tad slower than your peers, you did not suffer from passivity. You responded to your innate determination to get things done. A few years down the line, a school probably throttled your free-spirited determination. You were most likely not allowed to set your own goals anymore and were certainly not allowed to follow your heart. They expected you to fall in line and conform and suppress your will to stay out of trouble. You quickly realized that you had to complete elementary school, secondary school, and college as fast as you possibly can if you ever want to be free again. So you did everything that you could to get the job done. Do you get it? Every time dissatisfaction and frustration with the status quo crept in, it spurred you to grow and reach greater heights. You've been doing this without thinking since before you were born. You used to be an active goal setter and goal getter, whether you were aware of it or not. The question is, why are you overthinking stuff now? Why have you become the passive bystander? You see, you think you have lost your innate ability to start something new, but you haven't. The desire that caused you to grow is still inside of you. The desire to be more, do more, and have more may be suppressed, but you will find it if you dare to look for it. You may hesitate to act, overthink stuff, and passively resist all risk, but it is not your true nature to do so. I remember how I had to overcome passivity, overthinking, and discouragement myself. You see, a few people close to me discouraged me from going after what I wanted, and naive as I was, I obeyed them. I stood back, lay low for a year or two before I woke up to the truth. Those years were the worst years of my life. Maybe someone you trusted discouraged you also. Perhaps someone's words caused you to dim your light, to take a step backward, to sit down and know your place, as I did. Perhaps other people caused you to resort to a mediocre existence of being average while you knew you have so much to offer. Maybe you fell prey to discouragement and, like me, you stopped doing what comes naturally for you. Did you know the root of passivity is discouragement? Discouragement does precisely what the word states. It strips us of courage, which means it suppresses our ability to act boldly and bravely. When smothered by discouragement, we find it almost impossible to leave our comfort zone and work toward a worthy goal. You were born to be brave. You were born to be a risk taker. You dared to sit, crawl, walk and talk, even if it meant you had to fall and mispronounce words at first. You undoubtedly did not overthink matters. You simply went for it. Here are 3 takeaways that may help you get unstuck. Number 1, realize passivity is not laziness. You are not lazy. A passive person is not necessarily lazy. They might be, but I discovered most passive people are only consistent at being inconsistent. Number 2, understand passivity is a form of action. It may be interesting to note that passivity or inaction is also an action. Adverse action in the form of inaction and passivity also delivers results. It mainly provides unpleasant consequences, prolonged suffering, frustration and unhappiness, but it always yields a harvest. So know, when you think you are passive and not doing anything, you are wrong. With your inaction, you are still doing something that will deliver the fruit of your labor. 3. Decide to take proper action by setting the right goal. Since before birth, you were a master goal setter. You didn't know how to sit, how to crawl, how to walk, and how to talk. Still, you aimed to achieve each of those. You stumbled and fell over many times, but you were determined to succeed, and you did. If you want to overcome passivity and overthinking, you must set a massive goal that excites you and top it with a humongous why. In conclusion, doing nothing to grow, transform your life, and improve your circumstances is also doing something. There certainly are risks and costs attached to proper action. However, they are far less than the long-term risks of comfortable inaction. I believe it's never too late to initiate change and healing. If you purposefully weed out discouragement, passivity, and overthinking, you could totally transform your world. I don't think it's something you can do on your own, though. That is why I mentor people who desire to improve their lives to channel the energy spent on passivity toward inspired action. This is all from me for now. Blessings to you all. I am Alta Nel. And don't forget to let me know what in the world I can do for you today.